Hello, hi. I am Paola Di Maio, and thank you very much for inviting me to present today. And I'm very sorry I'm not there in person. I am therefore recording a video and sending a set of slides. You can browse the slides while I talk very quickly because they obviously summarize what I'm trying to say. The purpose of the talk is to introduce a methodology which is called Open Access Monitor, which is merged from my doctoral research, which was completed this year, and provided the first methodology to actually help us quantify the uptake of open access policies. I have tried to go over the slides with this video, but I haven't managed to do so in a relaxed way in 8 minutes. Therefore, leave you to very quickly go through the slides in a couple of minutes in your own time, before or after this video. And in this video, I just give you a couple of very important bullet points from the presentation. So it's doctoral research. There are like 300 pages of study, and the whole study covers a lot of aspects and a lot of challenges in relation to open access, but also knowledge representation, knowledge sharing, socio-technical system complexities, and all sorts of things. What I'm trying to put across to you today is that until last year, we didn't have a way of quantifying open access uptake. And thanks to Open Access Monitor, which is a methodology for auditing open access resources, it is now possible reasonably economically to count for each project, publicly funded project, how many open access resources are produced that can be found using web searches, and to compare them and to score them, so to provide some figure and quantitative and some data, some numbers basically. So I often ask people how much open access research do we have, and there were a few studies carried out in the past, namely Laxo and Bjork, but they were statistical analysis. They were actually not audits. So Open Access Monitor is a methodology that will help us audit publicly funded projects to see how many open access resources are produced. The notion of open access resource is novel and is introduced here. So we do not constrain open access to just journal papers, articles in journals, but to wider set of knowledge resources such as presentation slides, diagrams, and particular specifications. This is because the methodology was developed in the context of systems engineering. So we're looking for every publicly funded project to see how many open access resources can be located, and just by training a moderately small team of auditors in the Open Access Monitor benchmark, it has been possible to quantify to some extent the type and quantity and quality of resources which can be located by our searches. Ultimately, you will see that the study was carried out, so the methodology was verified, tested, and applied to 100 publicly funded projects in the UK in a specific domain, which is systems engineering, and it was also validated using slightly neighboring domains. It would be interesting to extend the study further to include other domains, which I have done to a very small extent already in the UK, but also to extend the study to other countries. So it would be nice to see if the figures that you will see in the study outcomes, the results were that we had 50% approximately of the publicly funded projects could not be associated to any open access resources, whilst a very small number were a much smaller number, say I think it was approximately 10% or 11%, were associated with the very high quality open access resources. This is a meaningful result which was consistent with the findings of other studies, the few other studies that we could find. So ultimately, here we are. We have a methodology. We have applied in the UK. It was successful, and it would be nice to see the study carried out in other countries. The challenge in Europe is language, obviously. On the other hand, it can be said that most scientific and academic and research publications, even when local to a country, are published in English. So it can be safe that to carry out a study only looking at English-speaking publications, but I will be happy to discuss this with any of you. I'm hoping that in the audience today we have enough people who become curious about Open Access Monitor and would want to read a little bit more. I have 300 pages and a few papers already published. And so I hope there will be a chance to work together with some with you. I want to say thank you very much again for listening to my very short talk. And let me know if you get in touch. Let me know if you want to read the papers or if you want to have a chat anytime. I hope there will be opportunity to get some numbers and some exact figures in relation to open access in Europe in the near future. Thank you very much.